Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could join us as well. This is part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD, and today we're talking about something a lot of people are impacted by, and that is migraines. In particular, we're talking about the impact of migraines in the workplace. There is a recent Harris Poll survey called Working Through Migraine that actually found that 1 in 3 people say their performance at work is impacted by migraine more frequently than in pre-pandemic years. Well, for more information about this survey, as well as some ideas on how you can be able to better manage, to be able to have a migraine-friendly environment, as well as maybe even some medication that may be available for you, we have 2 very special guests joining us today. We have Dr. Merle with us, as well as Jenn Tardy. Jenn is an inclusive recruiting expert and career coach. We're going to talk to them not only more about what a migraine is, but also how you all can be able to manage it. Thanks to the 2 of you for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Dr. Diamond, if you don't mind, I'm going to start with you, because I think when we hear migraine, a lot of times people just think about a really bad headache. But what exactly is a migraine?
Well, 40 million Americans suffer from migraine, and it is a complex neurologic disease associated with moderate to severe throbbing headache, associated with nausea, sometimes vomiting, light and noise sensitivity, and very high disability.
So for our audience out there, I mean, as they're kind of thinking about, is this something that they're dealing with that may be more serious than just a headache, then, Dr. Diamond, what are some of the symptoms they should be on the lookout for?
Well, it's a headache that really puts you to bed a good percentage of the time. And the nausea, light and noise sensitivity can really impact you. And if you have attacks that are difficult to manage, there are good preventive therapies available for patients. Migraine's often misunderstood, and it's really, really important for us to be partnering with Jenn and with AbbVie to talk about the impact of migraine in the workplace.
Yeah, so Jenn, I'm going to bring you in. Thank you again for being with us. So since migraines affect many people and has a significant impact in the workplace, talk to us about what you found in this survey that I mentioned, this Harris Poll survey.
Yeah, so one quick thing is it's actually the second leading cause of disability in the world, so it just shows you how pervasive this is. And so to your point, AbbVie sponsored a survey where it was 1,000 people in the survey, ages 18 plus, living in the U.S., about the impacts of migraine attacks in the workplace. And we found a few of the key findings that we discovered. One is that 78% of the respondents mentioned that they experience presenteeism, which means that they're present at work, but they're just not as productive when a migraine hits. And 74% actually mentioned that it's difficult to manage their migraine at work. And even 1 in 4 mentioned that they have to make long-term adjustments at work, like switching career paths due to their migraine. And so those were some of the key findings that we discovered. But one of the messages that we want to make sure that we get out today is that even if you're experiencing these things in the workplace, it doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah, and Jenn, to that point, I think, of course, no business wants to lose an employee, especially because of something like migraine and what can happen when someone is experiencing one. So what advice do you have for workplaces to become more migraine-friendly, and how they can, even individuals who are having migraines or suffering from migraines, how they can talk to their boss about it?
Absolutely. One quick thing that I do want to point out as well, too, so that people also begin seeing the connection with this, is that the window during which people experience migraines most peaks between the ages of 25 to 55. And the connection there is that this is also the age, the group where you're most productive in the workplace. And so, again, you're not alone. And one of the things that we really encourage is to have what we call a courageous conversation. The employee have that with the employer, where you begin talking about what would benefit you most that would help you to continue to be productive while you're at work. And some of the examples of accommodations that you could seek when you're talking with your employer include requesting soft lighting, a designated quiet area, paid sick leave, or even time off.
Wow. Some great things. And again, I can see why you say, Jen, it's courageous, because it's not easy. I mean, no one wants to let someone know that something is happening that could impact their performance or even their livelihood. So that's why I think this is so important. Dr. Diamond, I want to go back to you because this is such a serious thing. Of course, we're going to talk about treatment. So talk to us about the treatment options for migraine.
So probably every patient with migraine needs to have an acute treatment for when they have an attack, but it's also important for probably a third of our patients to have a preventive treatment. And Qulipta is approved as a once-a-day pill for episodic migraine, and it can reduce the frequency of the attacks patients have and reduce their disability, which is super important for patients in the workplace. It is associated with sometimes some nausea, constipation, and fatigue, but again, having a plan, a toolbox to treat your migraines is very, very important.
Wow. This is such an important conversation, and that's why I'm glad the two of you are here to help us understand the impact of migraines in the workplace, but also what can be done to help those suffering from them. Again, our guests have been Dr. Merle Diamond, as well as we've been joined by Jenn Tardy, who's an inclusive recruiting expert coach, as well as a career coach as well. Thanks to the two of you for the time. And Dr. Diamond, where can our audience go for more information?
They can go to Qulipta.com or 1-855-QLIPTA, and lots of information there for patients.
All right. Well, thanks again to the two of you for the great work that you're doing and for stopping by, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Again, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD 94.1 FM. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.